Hi, in this lesson, you'll learn about the Internet Protocol and IP addresses. Let's say you want to send a message from this device to this device. How do we ensure that the message isn't sent to all of the devices on the network? And on the flip side, if the message is only sent to one device, how do we ensure that the message doesn't get sent to the wrong device? In general, we want to know, how do computers find each other? While it may seem outdated, computers find each other using a process that is very similar to the postal service, with an address. Let's take a look at a mailing address on a postcard. The state says which state the card should go to. The city and zip code specify the part of the state the recipient lives in. The street name says which street to deliver the message to. And finally, the street number says which specific building on that street to go to. The Internet Protocol is a protocol that defines the layout of an Internet address. Just like every building, house, and apartment has a postal address, every single device that is connected to the Internet has an IP address. There are two versions of the Internet Protocol, IPv4 and IPv6. Let's get started by looking at IPv4. IPv4 is the original IP protocol that was created in the 1980s. The IPv4 protocol is made up of 4 sets of numbers. Each number is separated by a period, and each set of numbers can be between 0 and 255. You may be wondering, 255, that number sounds familiar. Where have I seen it? 255 is the largest number that can be created with 8 bits. With this in mind, each number can be represented by 8 bits. This makes sense because computers only understand binary. If each number can be represented in 8 bits, then IPv4 addresses are 32 bits long, or 8 bits times 4 numbers. Just like a postal address, IP addresses are hierarchical, and each number has a specific meaning. The first 2 groups of numbers specify the network. The third group specifies the subnetwork, and the last number specifies the specific device. Let's take a look at this with a sample network. Our first number, 205, specifies a large portion of the Internet, like a state within the United States. The second number, 251, tells us a specific part of that larger network. The third number, 242, specifies the subnetwork within that network. And the last number, 103, specifies the individual device. The IP protocol makes the Internet scalable, or able to grow, because it's easy to add new networks and devices. Let's say someone moves to a new city and wants to create a network for their house. Their network can easily be assigned an IP address. Since this network is in the same larger network as our other device, it can share the same first number, 205. This part is different. This portion of the network has a second number of 260, so our network will take on that number as well. Then we can give it another number that hasn't been given to other subnetworks. It looks like 246 is available. From there, all of the devices connected to this new network can be assigned a last digit. As we learned earlier, IPv4 IP addresses are made of 32 bits. This means there are 2 to the 32 possible combinations, or over 4 billion. But when you think of all of the devices that are connected to the Internet these days, 4 billion ends up being way too small a number. Vint Cerf, considered to be a founder of the Internet, has reflected on how he originally thought 4 billion would be sufficient. He said, when we designed the Internet 40 years ago, we did some calculations and estimated that 4.3 billion terminations ought to be enough for an experiment. The Internet is no longer an experiment. It is the lifeblood of commerce, communication, and innovation. It needs room to grow. And in 2015, the last IPv4 address was assigned. So what have we been doing since then? It turns out important people behind the scenes have been working on this. And in the early 2000s, IPv6 came out as a new version of the Internet Protocol. Right now, we're in an overlap phase where the Internet uses both IPv4 and IPv6. Eventually, we'll move to just using IPv6. So how is IPv6 different than IPv4? IPv6 uses 128 bits and is represented by 8 groups of 4 hexadecimal digits. Hexadecimal is a number system with a base of 16. The digits can be 0 to 9 and A through F, which are 10 through 15. Here's an example of an IPv6 address. Notice how it is much longer than an IPv4 address. IPv6 uses a similar hierarchical structure as IPv4. This structure is slightly more complicated, so we won't go into it here. So now, with 128 bits, there are over 340 undecillion unique addresses. That is more than the number of stars in the entire universe. Surely this should be enough to cover the number of unique devices on the internet for years to come. So to recap, the Internet Protocol defines the layout of an internet address. Every device on the internet has an IP address, whether it's IPv4 or IPv6. And computers use IP addresses to find each other. Now that you know about IP addresses, it's your turn to explore the Internet Protocol further.